A pleasant good morning to everybody, and again we will continue with our discussion on mock exam for one in our financial accounting question paper from BBP revision kit. So this question number 8. X or Zena has the following working capital ratios: 2018 and 2019. The right what you see is 2018, the last year. The left you see is 2019, or that is current year. The current ratio last year was 1.5 to 1 is to 1, and then currently current ratio is 1.2 is to 1, which means the strength of the meaning of current ratio is, for someone who is looking at this first time, the meaning of current ratio is current assets divided by current liability. The answer we get here is in times. Accordingly, when you see this, last year when I have $1.5 current asset to settle every $1 of current liability, the situation has become worsened with the $1.2 only now I have. The second point or second line item is receivable days. When you see the last year, my receivable days 50 days. Customers are keeping 50 days before they paying us, but now it has increased to 75 days. So that is the second line item. Again, we can understand that our working capital or liquidity condition is becoming worse, and even the current ratio also tells us this. Payable days. When you see the payable days, last year to 45 days, we have a comfort zone or time period with good number of days to pay to suppliers soon from the date of purchase. But currently it has reduced to 30 days, so the supply is also tightening us. They are holding up us, and so the working liquidity situation is even getting bad. So inventory turnover also tells us we had to keep our inventory in our warehouse for 42 days prior to this sold to customers. Now the calculation for receivable days and payable days are: the receivable days you calculate like this: credit apologies, receivables, actually we use the word average, divided by credit sales into number of days, that is 365. Payable days will be payable, again we may have to work out the average, and the credit purchases into 365 days. Anyway, when you look into the question, what they want, which of the following statement is correct? Sina's liquidity and working capital has improved in 2019. No, wrong. Sina is receiving cash and customers more quickly. No, that was wrong. Sina is suffering from a worsening liquidity position in 2019. That's the correct answer. Sina is taking longer to pay, that even that is wrong. So that question tells us that. Now let's work out the question number 9. The question number 9 is asking about identify by selecting the correct boxes in the table below whether the following statements are true or false. Statement of cash flows prepared by using direct method. That method produces a different figure to net cash operating activities from that produced if the indirect method is used. Whoever attended cash flow statement lessons from anybody, or if anyone want to have more understanding, please log into my YouTube channel where you will find a in detail discussion on cash flow statement. As you know, cash flow statement we have two methods. One is direct method Other one is indirect method. In these two, under cash flow from operating activity, when we arrive at net cash generated or used, answer must be same. Before, it is the way we use and the numbers are different, but final answer should be same. It should be same. So when you read this here, different figure to net cash operating activities that produced if the indirect method used, answer is false. Right issues of shares do not feature in a statement of cash flows. The meaning of right issue here, so there are, when you talk about issue of shares, there is one issue, fresh issue, which will result into cash. Second one, bonus issue, that will not result into cash. There is no cash involvement. And the right issue, that will result into cash. So what they are saying here, right issues of shares do not feature in a state. No, it's wrong, because we will receive cash. So this whole answer also false. Surplus on revaluation of an non-current asset will not appear as an item in statement of cash flows, obviously. Now the revaluation surplus, is a book entry. When it is a book entry, it's just that you have a debit and a credit, and there is no cash flow. Accordingly, that answer is correct. A profit on sale of non-current asset will appear as an item under cash flows from investing activities in the statement of cash flows. Once again, whoever have learned cash flow statement knows better that profit or loss on disposal of non-current asset is nothing to do with investing activity. That item should appear in the operating activity as part of under operating activity under indirect method. Under indirect method as an adjustment to non-cash items, you would record profit, I will write it in bracket, or loss on disposal of non-current asset. However, we will not take this to investing activity. What we will take to investing activity, rather under investing activity we will take the proceeds from the sale of non-current assets. So that answer also false. So only correct answer is the third statement. The rest of the first two and the fourth one are wrong. And the next question, a company receives rent from a large number of properties. The total received in the year ended 30 April 2016 was 481,200. The following were the amounts of rent in advance and in arrears at 30 April 2015 and 16. Rent in advance, you have. Rent in arrears, all subsequently received. Also you have what amount of rental income should appear in the company's statement of profit or loss for the year ended 30 April 2016. It's very easy. What you do is that you just open up a T account, rent account. And now we receive rent, so it's about income. And when I receive rent received in advance, that's a liability. So there is 28,700 opening balance, 28,700, and it is rent received in advance closing balance is 31,200. Fine. Also, I have rent in arrears, which I still need to receive. It's an asset. So 21,200 brought forward, and the closing balance would be 18,400. Whereas the cash I received is 481,200. So when I receive cash, I debit the cash and I should credit my rent account 481,200. So let's balance this. So when you balance this account, so we will have the final answer. Let's work out. I'm opening my calculator. 28,700 plus 481,200 plus 18,400, which is 528,300. So 528,300 minus 21,200 minus 31,200. So 475,900. This should go to P&L. So you should have that answer, and that you have the answer there. So that is the answer. With this, I will discontinue my discussion for the day, and I will continue uploading the future questions on this F3 mock paper, and also await for even other subjects and topics. In order to get more updates on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus share it, and also kindly press the bell button. Thank you so much. Tune on to GBS or STE.